Do not watch that film. Honestly, halfway through we were like, can't watch this. So we watched the very end because we couldn't bear not knowing what had happened. Hi everyone, what's in my makeup bag video? A bit different today because this was a mystery makeup bag. Didn't know what was inside. I did this makeup look. I hadn't seen it for about 6 weeks and I'm really glad to be reunited with it. It was actually in my wardrobe in the bottom of my going away bag. So this is the makeup that I did. Let's go back to the start, take it all off, see what's inside the bag and how I did my makeup. Okay, let's take a look inside this mystery bag. It feels like months since I've seen this, but I know for a fact it must have a couple of makeup products in it that I've been looking for because I've looked everywhere for them. At least I'm hoping they're in there because if they're not, they're lost for good. I'm fully expecting like a cloud of ancient dust to come flying out of this when I open the top. Ooh, okay. I am really trying to rack my brains as to what night this was that I packed this bag for, but I'm none the wiser, it's too long ago. Okay, Bioderma cleanser, lip balm, Drunk Elephant. We have got 2 different moisturisers here. Dr. Hauschka Rose Cream, an old favourite, and Medicate Ultimate Recovery Intense. This is a clue because I wouldn't be using this unless I had really, really dry skin. And I'm now wondering whether it was when I'd had the Karen Bertoff treatment where they use loads and loads of different machines and ultrasound things and lasers. And for a week afterwards, my skin was so dry and I slathered it in this all the time. So I'm wondering whether it was maybe end of November. Let's see, any more skincare in here? No, but 2 lip balms, a lip oil balm from Ipsum, as well as the Drunk Elephant one. Right, well, let's do the makeup then. There's not a lot in here. Look, it's going to be a very, very basic face. However, I'm overjoyed to see that my Kevyn Aucoin Stripped Nude skin tint is in there. I use shade medium ST04. This stuff is so good if you want a tinted moisturiser type feel. But this is just a bit extra. I'm going to show you what I mean. I don't really know how to explain this and how good it is, but I feel like it's more than a tinted moisturiser. It's as light as a tinted moisturiser and it's quite sheer, but it's just so good. I feel like the actual effect of it is so much more than what you would get from a normal tinted moisturiser. So look, I've got these bits of sort of redness by my nose. And even though this is really lightweight, I feel like it does a really good job, look, of just evening out the skin. But you really don't feel like you're wearing anything. They had lots of the shades in the Space NK sale, which I don't know whether it's still going on or not, probably not. And I immediately went to try and get some more, but my shade was sold out. I think it was half price. I'll check. If it's still on sale, I'll put a little link up for you. But to be quite honest with you, I will very, very happily pay full price for a replacement of this because I feel like it's one of the best lightweight bases I've ever used. Some of the really light fluidy ones, I feel like they're not that great if your skin is erring on the drier side, which mine is. As I'm getting older, I'm 43 now, I feel like all of a sudden it is starting to feel much drier and I get less days where I've got an oily T-zone. So that's not, I used to say that I had combination skin, but I would say now that it's normal erring on the dry side. I have to be careful with it. This is the Bobbi Brown full coverage face brush. I think it's a really good foundation brush. It's expensive, this, so I would be tempted just to use fingertips to apply it really. But I don't when I'm filming, just because I don't know why I don't really. Then my fingers are all dirty and I have to feel like that for the rest of the video and Just doesn't work well for me. But you waste a hell of a lot of product using a foundation brush. And yeah, you get that really perfected finish. But I think when it's more sheer moisturising formulas, you don't need a brush as much. So it's something to think about if you want your product to last a little bit longer. This I just love, and they're always selling out of it and restocking and then selling out again. It's the Rare Beauty bronzing stick. This one is in the shade Happy Soul, and I do draw it on like those TikTok people who do crazy drawings all over their face. I don't even think it's that crazy anymore, is it? When people first started doing this, everyone was like, what in God's name is going on in the makeup world? Because honestly, you'd never, I mean, maybe they do now. I'm going to have to ring my friend Dina. I don't think you'd ever see a makeup artist, a session makeup artist who's working on a client. I kind of don't think that you would, correct me if I'm wrong, makeup artists, see them doing this on a job. But you know, with these sticks, I think if you're just doing your own makeup, they're actually really handy, and you get it exactly where you want it. I'm not going to knock it. I did knock it when people first started doing it because I thought it was ridiculous, but actually I quite like that it's just really easy and you always get the colour in exactly the right place. And then there, look, again, I'm waffling, so it's taking me ages, but that's kind of like a 30-second job, that is. And then we've got this Charlotte Tilbury thing in here. Haven't done a little recount of what's in this bag, okay? So we've got the Kevin Aucoin, we've got the Rare Beauty stick, and then we've got this very, very old, pretty gnarly Charlotte Tilbury blushing with a sponge. I bloody hate these sponge things. This one feels like it's completely dried out as well, which is not great. So that's what I've got for the face. Oh, and a Trish McAvoy Instant Eye Lift Concealer, which is really bloody good. Should I put that on now? Show you. Oh no, right there. I think I've got the wrong shade, but you know. Hey ho! There's a telescopic mascara in here. Haven't missed that, to be honest, because I've got about 8 of them knocking around, so I would never know if one of them was missing. It's my most used, most repurchased beauty product, makeup product. This mascara, I just think it's really good, unbeatable. If you've got fine lashes and you like the sort of application that doesn't go all over your lids, it's comb. I'll go into it in a second when I put it on. I've got that, and then I've got the Vive. Oh, I've been looking for this. The Vive Eye Wand in Coffee. This is so good. Oh, I can't wait to do my eyes now. And then I've got, for some reason, two lip balms, 2 different lip liners. We'll get to that. Let's just blend this concealer in. So this is the Trish McAvoy Eye Lift. And before I mislaid it by losing my makeup bag for however long it's been, 6 weeks, I was using it like this, so underneath the eye, and then sort of sweeping it up along the top of the cheekbone. See what I was doing there? It's just this new thing that I've coined that you probably shouldn't do, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like it continues the light upwards. Do you know what I mean? It gives it a little bit of a lift. I don't know whether that's how you're supposed to use it, but that is how I've been using it. And a little bit over the lids, just to give a nice sort of base. I haven't got any powder in here at all, which is telling because I never really set my face unless I'm going to be at an event or on camera for a long period of time. I just sort of let the makeup be really flexible with my skin. Blush. Charlotte Tilbury Matte Beauty Blush Wand in Peach Pop. It's going, oh God, it's alive, it's alive. Let's see if anything comes out. Oh, it is! What brush have I got in here? Pro Contour Angled Cheek Brush. Oh, that's handy. I mean, I've probably put on a bit too much here, haven't I? I feel like that's gone really horribly wrong. The one thing thing I will say about creams and wands and sticks and whatnot, however, is that when you buff them in, if you're not careful, and even if you are careful to a certain extent, you do tend to move around whatever product you have on underneath. And so if it's quite a grippy product, like this Charlotte Tilbury blush, it's quite thick and glossy, even though it says it's matte. I find it to be quite a sort of glossy texture to it. You do find that you can end up moving whatever's underneath, which is kind of unfortunate really, because then you end up having to do it all over again. So I said I'd show you this Vive stick. This is so good. And the reason it's so good is that, do you remember that little thing that I used to do with my eyes, where I'd take an eyeliner and I would run it just from the corner to here and then in a little triangle, and then I'd smudge it out and it'd give a little eye lift? I feel like I get an even better result with this eye stick. So I've just realised my mirror is really far away. And I can't actually massively see what I'm doing, but I'm just gonna try and show you. So I've drawn that stick, one little short line from the corner of my eye upwards towards the end of my brow, and that is all I need to do. Teeny little eye brush, which actually isn't probably the one that I would choose particularly for this, but there we go. So you could either smudge it out with your eye and with your finger rather, or you can use the eye brush if you've got an eye brush. However, do it reasonably fast, because this is designed to really stick in place for the whole day. So once you leave it for too long, you're not going to be able to smudge it in so easily. So just get cracking with it if you're going to smudge it out, and you do need to smudge it out really. You can take a little bit underneath to sort of join it together if you want, but sometimes what I find is if I'm not careful, that kind of drags the eye down. So I don't tend to do that too much. Okay, mascara. This is the L'Oreal Lash Telescopic. I've done one eye, one coat, and hopefully you can see the difference between the eyes, but this is not a kind of false lash, looks like, you know, you've stuck on a load of false lashes kind of mascara. But that's kind of the reason that I like it. It lengthens, it darkens them, obviously, if you've got very blonde, fair lashes like me. And it just sort of separates them and makes them look really good without too much fuss or drama. Have a look from a distance here. Oh my god, I cannot get the songs from Wonka out of my head. We went last week and my 8-year-old, my daughter, just was enraptured, and we've had to play it in the car ever since. Play it at home, play it while they're eating their tea, play it at breakfast, just all the time. And so today's song going on my head is noodle doodle apple strudel. I wouldn't go out of my way to go to the cinema and see it. I don't think it was that great. Don't know if that's going to be controversial, but I just didn't. I just felt the storyline was weird. It's like, why would those guys have been saving up their chocolate underneath the city? Who cares? Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry if that's a spoiler. It's not a really bad spoiler, to be quite honest with you. And the giraffe thing. It's like visually, okay, nice, go off, get the giraffe, let's milk a giraffe. But it's like, really? Why? For what reason, you know? It's not that weird. Just didn't find anything that, it wasn't that wacky. I still think the first ever Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is, with Gene Wilder, is the best. Okay, so look, there's the mascara. I do need to do a bit of a clean up, because after saying that I didn't get it all over my lids, I then proceeded to get it all over my lids. but you can generally see how it just makes nice lashes. And the whole thing about like giving them the chocolate to send them to sleep so they could break into the safe. Oh, right, let's put some of this oil balm on for a bit of sheen. Rarely wear lipstick. So the lip liner, oh my God, where's my head at today? The lip liner just gives that bit of definition. And then I pat it in. And see, I feel like I've polished up everything, but nothing is really that obvious. So that is pretty much how I do my makeup. I feel like I need to do stuff just to sort of amuse you, really, because you've taken the time to watch. I think the thing is, I haven't spoken to anyone that's gone, oh my God, Wonka is amazing. You have to go and see Wonka. Saltburn, on the other hand, thought that was brilliant. And funnily enough, because everyone was like, it's so weird, it's really disturbing, it's really disturbing. Have people not seen any sort of independent films before? Or art house movies? Because that is not the weirdest thing that goes on, I can tell you. There was this film I watched with Colin Farrell in reasonably recently. It was Colin Farrell, and was it Nicole Kidman? And it is, oh my God, the most terrifying film. It's not really a horror. I think it's got the guy from Saltburn in, Barry. The Killing of a Sacred Deer. Do not watch that film. Honestly, halfway through, we were like, can't watch this. So we watched the very end because we couldn't bear not knowing what had happened. But it's about their kids getting ill. It's like curses and oh my God. It's so horrendously horrible that I can't even think about it, actually. Should I really mess everything up by popping a bit of this blusher on again, or shall I leave it? You know what, let's dab it on the back of my hand and let's give it a little brush with the brush. That's probably the safest way to do it, isn't it? You know, with a powder, you can just whisk it over and it's done and you've got your colour. But with these, you're really working it into the skin. And sometimes you just don't have time for that, do you? Okay, right, that's it. Oh my God. Let's floof this hair a little bit. Right, that's it, I'm going now. Thanks for watching. Any comments, leave them below. Let me know what you thought of Wonka, what your favourite song is, if you've got those going round and round in your head. I know I'm really late to the party with Wonka. It's very, very irrelevant. It pretty much sums me up. I'll see you next time.